Up, we have the best man. Come on down, Josh.
I told him to add hands up to my introduction. I guess he didn't get around. Alright, I'm gonna introduce myself. If y'all don't already know me, I'm Joshua Lopez, the best man, Kevin's little brother. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best public speaker, and I had a lot of trouble writing the speech. So my performance today might not be so good, but hopefully it's not as disappointing as Italy's performance against Macedonia in the World Cup. Because y'all did terrible. No. But honestly, when Kevin told me 2 years ago I had to write a speech, I was so unsure of what I was gonna say. And like pretty much everything, I put it off to last minute. But for once, I'm so glad I did. Because I think it gave me the time to grow into my responsibility. It gave me a little more time to put my thoughts together and really give you something like worthwhile. I separated my speech into 2 parts. One, who Kevin is and his influence on me and why it brings me hope for their future together. And 2, Mia's influence on Kevin for the better and the direct impact I believe he had on Kevin's future. Kevin is 8.5 years older than me. And according to my dad's plan, he was my biggest role model. And for lack of better words, he was like a second father to me. Give me a second. My parents taught me countless lessons as a kid, as they did for my siblings before me. To be charitable, because what you always give will come back to you at least 2 times. To be humble and to think before you speak, along with countless other lessons that I'm eternally grateful for. But I knew that there were more critical lessons that I needed to learn to truly become a good man and the person I am today. The first is Dior. And if you have ever invested, you know that this is a lesson you cannot ignore. It stands for do your own research. And by this I mean, don't trust people for their word. Listen carefully, educate yourself, form your own opinions, and this is a truly priceless lesson that not everyone has the pleasure of learning. I know it may seem weird, Kevin, but yes, he taught me the fundamental parts of creating wealth and building a critical thinking mind, probably without even knowing it. The second is respect is not given, it is earned, as well as that it is a two-way street. This is an ancient lesson that truly takes life experience to learn, and I'm so grateful this was instilled to me at a young age by my brother. Lastly, he taught me that things won't always be fair, but you should always fight back. and never give up, regardless of the hand you're dealt. Because the opposite will not only solve nothing, but will hurt your soul and mind. The way I learned this was truly brutal. To give you context, Kevin was always at least 100 pounds bigger than me. Not today. And consistently working his physical strength and athletics, being a football player, he was a force to be reckoned with for anyone. As brothers do, he would apply brotherly beatings on me. Never enough to really injure me, but enough for it to hurt, for sure. But one of them really stuck with me. It was for $1. I was showing it off to Kevin, so him being 15 or 16 at the time, and me being annoying, and pushing him to his buttons, he finally gave up and said, "All right, give me the $1." I refused, and it went on like this until Kevin said, "Okay, I'm taking it by force." My little hands refused to let go of that $1. After felt like hours of barrages of punches to the arms and legs, he finally gave in, and with a tear on my face and a smile, I said, "It's my $1." And still to this day, I've not felt more proud of myself than that day. I stood up to my older brother and the strongest person I knew, and won. I saw the pride on his face as well. My brother, in my eyes, is a real liver of life. He was burdened to learn He was burdened to learn things the hard way, so I did not have to. He's a pioneer, the true vanguard, a true warrior. He did all he could do. He did all he could do to protect me and prepare me for the cruelty that the world could bring. A truly wise and loving person. And I'm so excited to see how your children turned out. And I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. This section I dedicate to Mia. When Kevin first told me about you, Mia, he was giddy. And yeah, I had that word too. He told me I was probably going to meet you soon. I was scared for the person I was going to meet. I'm not going to lie. Kevin had never introduced me to a girl in his life, especially not with the title of girlfriend. So my mind began to wonder, who was this person, and are they insane? They must be to be dating my brother. But when I met her, I quickly realized that my fears were completely misjudged. Kevin found himself a calm, traditional, classy girl to put him into check. Someone stable with a life plan, exactly what Kevin needed. So immediately I knew this was a good thing for Kevin. I was happily surprised, but the real surprise came to me when Mia had left. Kevin immediately asked, with anxiety and excitement in his voice, "So what do you think?" It was like his opinion was a final sign. Kevin needed to assure himself of how he truly felt. Then I uttered, "I like her, she's cool." The expression of relief in Kevin's face told me everything I needed to know. My brother was in love. I don't even know if he knew it at the time, but I was pretty sure of it. And like most things, I was right. Mia has become the stable rock in Kevin's life, fueling his goals and ambitions and pointing Kevin's will to work hard in the right direction. They are making massive strides in their life together, and for this, I thank you, Mia. Lastly, I'd like to thank Mia's parents and my own, Kevin's too, yes, for making this night possible for Kevin and Mia, and you guys really did an amazing job. I am truly excited to see the people you guys become together, and the hope I can be a role model to your children as Kevin it was to me. Thank you for all of you to coming and celebrating such a special event in my brother and new sister-in-law's life. Cheers.
Cheers.